All right, chat, tell me if you can hear me. If you can't, I will cry. So I hope that sounds like a good trade deal. All right, good. All right, in that case, we can get started. So, welcome to the S33 ISFL Draft. Um, if you haven't already been able to tell, things are going extremely well for us on our front. I am Infinite MPG. I am the events head and events coordinator, and I take care of generating these drafts. And when push comes to shove and we have emergencies like this, I also stream the draft. So yeah, with me, I have a couple of friendos. If we can go down the list and introduce ourselves.
I am CC. I'm the GM of the Chicago Butchers. I'm going to be reading for the Butchers, the Wraiths, and the Saber Cats, and the second line.
I'm Istegosaurus. I'm here for the fun and entertainment value, and I'm definitely streaming this. Don't let Infinite lie to you.
I'm G2019. I am the new GM of the Colorado Yeti, former GM of the Norfolk Seawolves, and I will be reading for Colorado and Orange County Otters.
I'm Pat. I'm one of the general managers for the Philadelphia Liberty. Tonight I'll be reading for the Liberty, as well as the Baltimore Hawks and the Sarasota Sailfish.
And I'm Roche. I am one of the GMs for your Ultimate Champion New York Silverbacks.
Ooh.
I'll be reading for us, as well as Berlin, Austin, and Arizona.
All right, and I think that's everyone, right? So, we've made you wait long enough. Let's get going. With the first pick of the ISFL S33 draft, we have Orange County.
And Orange County will select Leonardo McTurtle, user Kale Salad, a defensive end. And these are the notes that I have from Orange County. Who doesn't love a good kale salad? After scouting Kale, we knew that we couldn't let him fall to another team. We've heard nothing but good things about him. Plus, he makes awesome graphics. There's no doubt that he will be a great addition to our locker room. Congrats on going first overall.
All right. Anybody have any extra thoughts on him?
The Ninja Turtles are rad.
Awesome user.
All right. So, we have second on the board, we have Chicago. And with the second pick,
The Butchers will select defensive end Greg Strongjaw, user Amadon. Amadon has been one of the most impressive new users that I've seen in several seasons. I joined Kansas City's War Room last offseason, so I've seen it firsthand because he was added almost immediately after being drafted. He came in and immediately started contributing in the KCC War Room. He's passionate about the league. He wants to help out basically in any way he can. We knew very early in the scouting process that he would be our pick if he was available. So we're all super excited to see what Amadon can do in Chicago.
excellent. All right. Moving right along, Yellowknife, third on the board.
With the third pick, the Wraiths select linebacker Darren Arnold, user Tubadeus Deus. I don't know. They had this to say. Yellowknife has always had a tradition of very strong linebacker play, and we are incredibly excited to welcome Tuba and Darren to the Wraiths. He will join our core of young, hungry defensive players that will be hitting their stride around the same time and leading Yellowknife into the future. Off the field, Tuba is a great presence, and we can't wait to hang out with him in the locker room.
Yeah, I had a
Excellent.
great scouting conversation with Tuba as well. Seems like a really, really cool dude. And he's a gray duck, so let's go.
Yeah, this is a user that I think you definitely put on watch for future GM-ship, especially at the ISFL level. YouTube definitely loves, digging in deep to statistics and game planning and things like that. So keep your eyes on that user.
All right, Orange County up again. And Orange County with pick 4. They take
Gus Bus, running back, or more particularly fullback, user Thunder Titan 82. So the notes I have here are, who takes a fullback with the 4th overall pick? Well, when you have a user like Thunder Titan, it becomes a no-brainer. He's well liked throughout the league, and we couldn't risk not having him in our locker room. Thunder wants to become the prototype fullback, and we are excited to help him along this journey. Welcome to the team.
Congratulations, Titan. All right, pick 5. The second line are on the board.
The 5th pick, the second line select running back, The Stig, user Sumsay, formerly known as Reaper 11B. Myth had this to say: I had not had the opportunity to talk to Sumsay before scouting him for this draft, but one of our war room members called him one of the best users in the league. After chatting with him, I have to agree. Sumsay is everything we were looking for with this pick. He plays a position of need, he's a great locker room fit, and he wants to be involved in the war room and helping out the team however he can. He was our number 1 player on our draft board, and we cannot wait to see how his career goes. Sumsay is an awesome user. He's one of my best friends in the league. I'm real jealous that they got him.
All right, excellent. Pick number 6, the Philadelphia Liberty. I don't think we have a representative for them, do we? Pick 6. Who is the Liberty going to take? And we have not a pick. All right, Pat, you want to take care of this? This is your team.
So we traded back with Orange County, and I guess someone else reads that, reads the pick there. But yeah, just to trade back here, we had an opportunity to move back, grab some extra picks, and Orange County apparently just wants to have all the high picks they can in this draft, so give them that shot.
Yeah, it looks like Philadelphia has traded back 5 spots, picked up an extra round 2 in exchange for $1 million in cap, and that very high pick. And with that pick, Orange County are going to take
Raphael McTurtle, defensive tackle, user Cement Hands. Coming into the draft, one of their main priorities was to keep the McTurtle bros together, so much so that they felt the need to trade up to make it happen. I can't wait to see what sort of shenanigans this duo will bring to the locker room.
And actually, to add, I've been in Tijuana with both of these two this past season, and it's their whole back and forth Raphael and Leonardo thing is hilarious. So Orange County is the locker room's gonna love that. They've just been such a great duo to have around. So very, very jealous of them to have both of the McTurtle bros together.
Yeah, and really a good get to bring in those two awesome users together in the first round. They want to play together. That will probably keep them earning and active as well. Just a good get and a way to jump on that opportunity from Orange County.
Orange County with 3 of the first 6 picks in the draft. All right, with pick number 7, we have the Saber Kitties. Who will they take?
The Saber Kitties will select linebacker Nick Flint, user Talls. Russ says, I feel this pick flew under a lot of radars. Talls is a user that stuck out to us in scouting for a number of reasons. They're one of the new dev heads, they're a GM in SHL, and they have a fantastic attitude. A few quotes that put them over the top for us. Talls said, I'm just here to chill and have fun, and I just want to have fun making the numbers go burr. Our linebacker situation is a little wonky right now, but Talls is happy to stay down for a season or 2 while it works itself out. What more could you ask for?
All right, I have to point out at this point that every Thud Castle render has failed spectacularly, and every time I say this is going to be the one that turns it around, so no pressure.
They said the same thing about the Key and Peele names, and Duke Marriott, he's making a name for himself in the league.
That's true. That's true. Key and Peele names are suddenly working now, so maybe this is the time.
Just a quick note on Talls. Was actually my former GM in the J over in SHL before I left just within the last couple weeks here to GM in Detroit myself. Absolutely great dude, very, very driven. If he wants to be successful in this league, he's going to be. I don't really have any doubts about that. So great value for San Jose here.
Okay. With the 8th pick of the S33 draft, Berlin select.
Berlin is going to take wide receiver Marvin Toledo, user Mook from the Buccaneers. And DeWalt has this to say about the pick. He said, Mook and I had an excellent conversation during scouting. Their veteran sim user is shown in their earning and even mentioned having some previous GM experience. I know that Mook will be an excellent addition to Berlin, and I look forward to having them on the team.
All right.
Another fantastic user from SHL that I had a chance to play with. One of my favorite sim leaguers, actually. So props to Mook for going round one.
Congratulations, Berlin. With the 9th pick, Sarasota are on the board, and they select.
With the 9th overall pick, the Sarasota Sailfish select cornerback King Zeus. You okay there, Infinite?
Yeah.
King Zeus, user Sacrosanct or Sacrosanct. I'm not totally sure how to pronounce that username. But Mojo, the GM for Sarasota, had this to say. We entered this draft with only one pick in the first round and had our target for the 9th overall pick. User Sacro was a former general manager of the Sailfish, and he and his former player, Michael Whitblock, helped lift the franchise to the success it has today. We knew he wanted to come back home to Sarasota, and we couldn't imagine an ISFL with him anywhere other than the Sailfish. And just to add a little bit, obviously Sacro being a former GM in the league, spent a lot of time over the last year plus chatting with him in GM chat. Just a fantastic user. Probably one of the nicest people you could ever talk to. So, he made it well known he wanted to go to Sarasota, wanted to go back home, so to say, and happy to see him get a chance to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
This should be one of those picks that everyone in the mock draft gets right. So, we don't get mock draft on our side of the coin. So, I really hope that you guys got this one right. All right, pick 10. The Copperheads are on the board. We are coming through the latter half of round 1. Who are the Copperheads going to take?
With the 10th pick, Austin selects linebacker Joe Smokes, user Phillies fan, who I think a lot of us know on one level or another. And they have this to say. With the 10th overall pick, we've decided to select linebacker Joe Smokes. Smokes is a player we think has a lot of potential, and we're excited to add Phillies fan into our locker room. And maybe the war room if Kyle stops being a baby. Phillies is a guy that I know that we in New York are fans of. We didn't think there'd be probably any chance he'd fall to us at 14, but I think this is going to be a solid user and a damn good pick for a long time.
All right, excellent pick. I know Philly's fan from his work in, I think it was awards committee. So, great user there. All right, Philadelphia traded back to pick 11. They are now on the board. Who will they take?
With the 11th overall pick, the Philadelphia Liberty select wide receiver DeAndre King from the Portland Pythons, and that is user TubbyTim69. And, I know it's a bit of a cliche for GMs when they pick someone to say, I can't believe we found this user at this spot, thought they'd go way higher. But with Tim, really that's the truth. I think the guy's got about a dozen league jobs right now, including being a GM in the DSFL. He's a Fed head in the World Football Classic. I think he's a moderator too. And he told me when we were chatting during scouting that he wanted this to be his kind of, go all in player, make a run for the Hall of Fame. And I really couldn't think of a better place for him to do that than back in Philadelphia, where it all started for him back in season 17. So, Tim, if you're listening, I'm happy to be the first one to say, welcome back.
Just speaking about Tim for just a moment, we had him in New York for a long time, and we were very, very sad to see him go. Tim's a great user, going to be a great player for you guys, and I wish him all the luck in the world.
Yeah, Tim is an excellent pick here. All right, Arizona, once again, pick 12. Picking this late in the first round seems to be a habit for them. Who will they take?
All right. So Arizona, with the 12th pick, takes offensive lineman Denikashaw Mangoldson, Moose Cop. And they have this to say. Moose is a long-time Arizona user. We were hoping he would fall down to 12, and offensive line is an area of need, and we love him as a user. It's a no-brainer for us to pick him here, and we're excited to bring him back for a third time.
Yep, this is another one that everyone should have gotten right, I hope. Don't disappoint me, you guys. I need that mock draft average.
Yes, please. I need that TPE. Please.
And a 6.5 we've been getting for the last like 4 seasons. Is it good enough for you?
No. How am I going to take the starting running back position away from Shady? Okay. Orange County have the 4th time picking in the first round here. I believe this is the 4th one, right? Yeah.
That is
Pick
correct.
13. Orange County are going to select
Moki Koivu, user Breed Aqueduct. And they had this to say about this user. Orange County tried to trade for them several times during his previous player's career, but it never worked out. Stars aligned this time around. We're thrilled to finally get him into our locker room. He already has a connection with many Otters players, so we know he will fit right in. A big welcome to our tight end of the future.
So
All right.
Breda Kaduk, or I should call him Simon because his last player was Simon Tremblay, an offensive lineman of Philadelphia. And I just want to say I was really, really sad that he was picked here. I mean, I'm happy he was picked in the first round. That's exciting for him. But I was kind of hoping he'd slide on through later on because Simon is possibly the sweetest person I've ever talked to. So great pick for Orange County here. Sad to see him go. Sad to see him leave Philadelphia, but very happy for him.
Excellent. All right. To finish out the first round, we have the Ultimus champion New York Silverbacks with pick 14. And they will select.
So your champion, New York Silverbacks, select Vidal Valor, user Valor. I think everybody knows in one form or another in these leagues. We were really, really hoping Valor would fall here. The TPE is off the chart. We know he's going to be dedicated. He is going to play a position of need for us going forward. And we're just really stoked, honestly. This is somebody that we were hoping and praying that would fall to 14 and join the champs. And thankfully that happened.
Valor's such a good pick. Very underrated user. He's awesome.
Yeah, I had a lot of great conversations in the scouting process. We circled back 2 or 3 times, and I was happy every time with our conversation. I'm really, really excited to get him in the locker room.
Yeah, another excellent pick.
From a Norfolk perspective, somebody who was 3rd on our running back depth chart this past season, never really said a word, just kind of knows that he's biding his time and that those 2 running backs ahead of him are aging out. So look for big things from Valor in Norfolk this coming season. We're looking forward to it.
Congratulations to the Silverbacks. Congratulations to Valor. We now enter the second round of the ISFL Draft. Philadelphia have the first pick of this round, and they will select.
With the 15th overall pick, the Liberties select Christian Marciano, quarterback from Dallas, user Pat.
Reach.
Just
For
gonna
those who
leave
don't
it
get
at
that
joke.
those who don't
We're
get
done, right?
those who don't get
That's
the
all we
joke,
need to say about that.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
the endless silence. That's all that has to be said.
Hey,
All right.
that's all that was said about me on my last 2 drafts. So
I
that makes sense.
will momentarily wax poetic about Pat. Pat's a tremendous user, a tremendous human being. Obviously, it's a GM pick here, so it was a slam dunk. But yeah, just good to see you get these small props. You get your draft render. You knew where you were headed, but all good stuff, Pat.
Yeah, I think
Should've
this is
given
probably a good time to mention to everyone new, if a general manager is also eligible in the draft, they have to be taken by their team's highest second round pick. Yes, that's right, Luna. They have to be taken by the highest pick. I know that that's upsetting, but it's okay. So Philadelphia had to take Pat with their first second round pick. Fortunately for them, they pick again right away with pick number 16, and they select.
With pick number 16, the Liberty select another quarterback, Kaguya Shinomaya, that is user Maddie7478 from the London Royals. And this pick actually made a lot of sense for us with Negs hitting his first year of regression coming in. So we needed to have a true replacement waiting in the wings because our last pick we know is going to fail. Cody scouted with Maddie and told him that we really wanted him to play quarterback, which I know a lot of teams are kind of set at quarterback. So he seemed at least excited, had the opportunity to play here. He's been a general manager in the league. He's a longtime user, going to be a good earner. Really, we couldn't pass it up. We really just couldn't let him slide past this pick here.
Yeah,
And also, we're sorry, not sorry.
It's worth mentioning here that this pick was obtained from the Otters in their round 1 trade earlier. So, excellent GMing by the Liberty. Okay.
Let's not stretch it here.
No. That was a compliment for Cody, not necessarily for you.
Good idea.
All right, pick 17. Yellowknife are on the board, and they will select.
Linebacker, concussion, user 3 losers. Yellowknife says, our war room was shocked when 3 losers was still available here in the draft, and he was... well, there's a typo in this, and I can't figure out what they were trying to say. He brings a lot of knowledge and drive to the team, both incredibly important in our eyes. This pick gives the race the potentially best linebacker core in the league in a few seasons, and we can't wait to see how it plays out. I think they're right when they say that they were shocked when 3 Lou was here at this pick.
Yeah, 3 losers has been around, right?
Yeah. Yep. Huge. He's the fantasy head. Awesome user.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and just a quick
Great
comment
grab
from a GM perspective. Love 3 losers as a user. I know in my talks for Colorado with him, he had mentioned wanting to get called up like almost immediately, or at least sooner than later. So I wonder if that had anything to do with him dropping to this pick, because obviously you look at the user and the TPE and it's off the charts. So great grab by Yellowknife here.
Who would ever demand to be called up immediately? All right. The Colorado Yeti have made their entrance to the draft. I don't think they've had a pick for the last 2 drafts or something ridiculous, but they finally got a pick here in the second round, and with pick 18, the Yeti select.
Butterfingers, wide receiver, user Dr. Chops. And we are super hyped that Chops fell to us, and we feel that he's great value here in the second round. He fills an immediate need for us at wide receiver and tight end, and we're looking to bring him in straight away to contribute for us at the ISFL level. I really enjoyed my chat with him and found him to be a flexible and friendly user, and I believe he'll fit right in with the rest of the Yeti locker room. This was a pick our whole war room was excited about, and we can't wait to bring him in.
I don't know how I feel about a wide receiver named Butterfingers, but that might just be me. All right. Arizona have the next pick 19. With that pick, they select.
Arizona selects safety Talon Ferens, user Napalm, and I have this from Arizona. It said, I've heard fantastic things about this user from Katasa, his GM in the DSFL. We tagged him as our main target for the second round pick. After scouting him, I saw what the hype was about. He's been an earner, earning great since being picked up off the waiver wire. We also needed a safety, so this is a perfect match for us.
Immediately after they picked him, I messaged Katasa and told him to stop stealing all of our Tijuana picks, because we really wanted this guy. Cody was a huge fan of Napalm from the second we started scouting him, and I'm happy to see him go to a good team, but not happy Katasa is just stealing him from under my nose.
I will say with this draft overall, it does seem like it's a smaller draft, but it's pretty dense with talent. I think you just spoke to that here, where we're in pick 19 and we still have users that are really, really excited about where they're playing.
Yep, even more to come too.
Yeah, it is definitely a small draft, but it is very dense. Okay, Philly, third pick in the second round. They are the otters of the round 2. Who have they selected?
Sorry, I'm just looking at this render real quick. Sorry, distracted. With the 20th overall pick, the Liberty select Abel Archer, defensive end from Bondi Beach, user Faded. As a team, for Cody and I, we're in a bit of uncharted territory right now, where we're going to finally start having some of our older core start to hit regression and age out a bit. And one area we'll be feeling the hurt soon is defensive line, where we have a couple of players going into their second seasons of regression. So Faded fit our timeline perfectly, where he still needs a little bit of time to earn more money in TPE, and we don't need an immediate replacement. So it was just kind of a perfect marriage right there for us. I know that he's kind of getting all back into the league. Just got a league job as on the budget team, and I feel really confident that he's going to bounce back in a big way, and this is going to end up being, in some ways, a pretty big steal for us in the second round here.
I think it's
Absolutely.
definitely a steal.
Yeah, I think it's worth noting here that when he put his render in, he did leave a note saying he was very sorry about it. I don't know what the render is representing, but I have a feeling it has something to do with World War II.
Does anyone know what it means? I mean, it's clearly a map. You can see the UK
Yeah.
in the top left, the Mediterranean. But
We'll have to ask him.
Is it like a map from a bridge too far or something? I'm not totally sure what that. I guess I could ask him.
Well, Abel Archer appears on the map.
yeah, I see that right in the channel. Looks like.
I don't know. All right. Well,
Sorry, this draft stream is now a history lesson, guys. Let's
I
go.
am stumped.
All right. Well, while we figure that out, Baltimore are now on the clock. Your favorite Hawks. And with the 21st pick, they select.
With the 21st overall pick, the Baltimore Hawks select Kellen Frost, defensive end from Norfolk. User Take the Horizon. So Horizon is a great user. He's really big into SHL. Unfortunately, it sounds like the holiday season maybe has given him some pause to whether he can kind of run both leagues at the same time. But everything I heard about him, just a great user. So Baltimore is really hoping here that he does come back once he has a little more free time.
All right. I, for one, am very excited to Take the Horizon on the team, whether or not he's extremely active or not. It's always great to have new folks in the locker room. I wasn't very involved in the draft due to my free agency, but new Hawks, always exciting. Okay, Orange County back on the board again. Pick 22, they select
Zane Cold, running back, user Bubba. And the notes they gave me were that this is a classic case of I can't believe they fell this far. Bubba flew under the radar this draft, and we gladly took this steal. It'll be a great addition to our running back core. Welcome to OCO.
Sinister's awesome. I've seen them in Kansas City since I joined their war room. They're one of the more active people in the Kansas City locker room. Great pick.
Congratulations. All right, pick 23, Yellowknife back on the board. They select
Kicker, punter, double doink. User Sarah. They said, the first kicker taken in the draft, and we can't be more honored that it was us. As our team gets younger overall, we thought it was wise to invest in a promising young talent at one of the more critical positions on the team. This was another quick decision for us, and we can't wait to welcome Sarah to the team. I had an awesome scouting conversation with Sarah myself. It was unfortunate that we decided it wasn't a good fit because we also have a really young kicker punter.
Kickers are people too. Okay,
Approval.
congratulations to Yellowknife. Congratulations to Sarah. Moving on to pick 24. The Copperheads are on the clock and they select
24th pick, the Austin Copperheads select running back William Groves, user Will3, and they have this to say. It says, Will3 has been popping up all over the STEM world, and he fits an upcoming need for Austin. We're excited to get him into the system and see what he can do for the Copperheads.
Okay, congratulations, William Groves. Congratulations to Austin. Orange County on the clock again. Getting close to the end of the second round. Good old Otters on the clock. They select
Mason Jones, linebacker, user Masu-chan. And they had this to say, linebacker is a position of need at the moment, so we couldn't pass up this opportunity to gain some depth. We're hoping that Masu-chan will develop into a solid contributor both on the field and in the locker room. And I know their player, Mason Jones for Tijuana, really had a nice season, as you can see there on the bottom line there. Really had a sneaky nice season for Tijuana, like pretty much the rest of their defense. But yeah, good player, good pick.
excellent. Back-to-back picks for the Otters. With their next pick, they select
Sandwich maker, tight end, user the Big D12. While he's currently IA, the Big D has earned decently in other leagues. We hope to get him back on track and contributing to the team.
the very least he can make them sandwiches. All right. Baltimore back on the clock with their second round pick. With pick 27, the Hawks select
Davey Downbad, kicker from Tijuana, user Wombat. So all that Hall Monitor sent me for notes on Wombat was he is a Wombat.
Fantastic.
Wombat, I know he was, Ed Barker was his last player, a longtime wide receiver for New Orleans in the ISFL. I've seen him around in Tijuana on his new player. Just a funny guy. I think he'll fit in really well over in Baltimore with the cast of characters they have there. But no, good pick for him. I think, yeah, you have some inactive guy named Paul Monitor as their kicker right there. So
No, yeah, we've
Could be
got
good
some
for him.
inactive bum at kicker, so maybe we can swap him out or just get rid of him.
Probably be a good call for Baltimore.
Yeah. All right, with the last pick of the second round, we have the champion Silverbacks. Their GM is in the draft, so we kind of know where this is going.
Yeah. I'm just soaking in the render for a moment.
Reach.
Yeah, with the biggest reach of the entire draft, the New York Silverbacks select Dax Dangerfield, user the Roche limit. Hey, that's me.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, just let me just I want to hear it for a minute. Yeah. So props to Moosey for the render. That makes me very, very happy. That's going to be in my sig here very soon. Yeah, we I just got a message from Zan saying that we drafted me, and that's a giant mistake. But yeah, just happy to fill in. As some of you may know, I initially created a quarterback as the kind of third option, but thankfully we were able to make a trade, bring in Moosey, and I could go to a position that we needed, which is in the secondary. So happy to be back with the Silverbacks.
Still very mad about that trade. All right. We are closing in towards the last 4 picks of this draft. This is a very small draft. There are only 33 players that are eligible. I think this might be the smallest draft in a long time. Now, back in my day, 33 picks was a lot. So, just going to be a little boomer here. Orange County on the clock again. They are the first pick in every round, and with round 3's first pick, pick 29, they select
Ferry Depengu, cornerback, user Issa Starcrossed. They were sad to hear that Issa's IA with this player. They say they would love for him to come join the locker room and hang out and have a good time. Because Issa's IA and because I have the honor of still announcing this pick, I do want to say I love you and state publicly that Issa is actually on my Mount Rushmore of ISFL users. And yeah.
This is awesome. I will definitely second that. Had another great conversation. I kind of came up in Norfolk with my first player around Issa. Bummed to see that he's IA, but hopefully somehow, some way he makes it back into the league.
Yes, Issa is a fantastic user. I know he's got a lot of things going on right now, but personally, I was surprised he fell this far. I didn't know that he had gone IA with this player. But, excellent person to just even have in your locker room. Okay. The second pick of round 3. Chicago are on the clock, and they select
running back Kawhi Bartok, user Jiggly. So before I read what I wrote for my note, I would like to point out that Jiggly about, 10, 15 minutes ago just pinged me in the Minnesota locker room and gave me a pronunciation guide on his player's name. So
leaks?
Nice call, Jiggly. Anyway, when I reached out to Jiggly asking if they had time for a scouting chat, the response was, I want to play for Chicago. Do you need anything else? We were bummed that Chicago didn't have another pick until pick 30 because we were sure that we weren't going to be able to reunite Jiggly with their former team. Fortunately, we were wrong and we couldn't be happier about it.
Go Ducks.
Go Ducks.
Yes.
Wait,
Jiggly has a very public love relationship with the city of Chicago. Excellent pick here. Surprised Jiggly fell this far, but Jiggly always wanted to play for Chicago, I'm sure.
I would have said that too, but I wanted to avoid the cliche.
All right. Closing in towards the end. Yellowknife have the next pick. With pick 31, they select
wide receiver Lane Frost, user same name. Yellowknife says, the recent stars for the Yellowknife Wraiths have been receivers, and we hope to continue that tradition with Lane Frost. We think that this is potentially the highest value pick in the entire draft, and we're looking forward to seeing how Lane develops as a player and a user in the league. And I think that they're probably right. This could end up being the steal of the draft. We were debating between Jiggly and Lane at pick 30. It was a tough decision. Lane's a great user.
Yeah, someone that's been in the Minnesota locker room with Lane, I think this is a total steal. If Lane keeps showing the kind of enthusiasm that I've seen in Minnesota, I think Yellowknife has a great pick here.
All right, congratulations to the Wraiths. Congratulations to Lane Frost. All right, with pick 32, Baltimore are back on the clock, and they select
with the 32nd overall pick, the Baltimore Hawks select Ted Stevens, wide receiver from Dallas, user Egg Jaeger. Yeah, not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I got no notes on Mr. Stevens here, but he was around a little bit in Dallas when he first joined the league. I haven't seen much of him, but I'm hopeful that he sticks around or comes back, becomes an earning, contributing member of the league. So, Mr. Stevens, if you're out there, come on back.
Yes, we'd love to see you back. There have been a lot of wonderful users who have been drafted very late in the draft because they had gone IA and they've come back and become Hall of Fame level players. So it's never too late. All right, before we go on to the last pick. Oh, you wanted to say something?
Oh no, I was just gonna say I love that his render, the color scheme already matches. It's like it was meant to be.
It's perfect, yeah.
If only there was a system set up to set that up. But yes, as we approach the last pick of the draft, I do want to point out that any player who is at 57 TPE or lower and has not been site active for 2 weeks is not eligible for the draft. So we did have more players who are in this class, but were not ruled to be eligible for the draft. And so they will become undrafted free agents. And so just like Mr. Stevens over here, you can still come back and continue on with your player, sign with any team that you wish, and continue your career if you so choose. So, again, it's never too late to get your career started here. With that being said, with the last pick of the S33 ISFL Draft, New Orleans selects
Linebacker Thok the Scarred, user Fatfish. Similar to the last pick, there are no notes for Fatfish. I actually remember Fatfish DMing me on Reddit whenever I was recruiting, asking about the league, but unfortunately, they told all the GMs a few weeks ago that they weren't that they were going to retire. The league just wasn't what they thought it was going to be. So, if they're watching, I'm sure the second line would love to have you on the team.
Yeah, bummer. All right. That is it for our S33 ISFL Draft. I would like to thank all of the hosts who are here. I would like to thank iStegosaurus for his patience tonight. And I'd like to thank all of you for your patience tonight. Obviously, we had a lot of difficulty getting this started. We had a lot of technical problems that were unforeseen. We have utilized a total of, I believe, 4 computers now to try and get this thing running. So, we're glad that you guys stuck around, whoever is still around watching this stream.
Yes, thank you.
Shout out
everyone.
to you, Infinite, for making it happen and kind of jumping in an emergency situation.
Absolutely, yeah.
And again,
Yeah.
thanks everybody for hanging in there and waiting for us. We hope it was worth the wait. And congratulations to all who were drafted.
Yeah,
Yep.
congrats to everybody that got drafted tonight. Go kick some ass.
Yeah.
Only
All right,
if you're
yep. Congratulations to everyone drafted. Your draft signatures will be posted on the forum as soon as I finish letting my puppy out. And yeah, stay safe, wash your hands, wear your mask, and have an excellent holiday season.
Bye, everyone.